Hi folks, I'm Nathan with Two Guys in a Ride. Today Rob and I are out here in beautiful Anoka County at the Anoka County Fair at the NTPA, and we're talking right now with Esden, who is the king when it comes to tractor pulls. You have got more heavyweight championship belts, or should we say more rubber, more rims, something. Yep. You have 12 championships.
Yeah, me and the Holman boys out of Ohio, we're tied for second for 12 each.
So you're going to beat them.
With the same vehicle. They pull four-wheel drive, I pull diesel super.
Okay, man, and this is what you've done it with, right?
This is what I've done it with.
This is all 12 wins right here.
Yep.
Now, we had the chance to see you back in Hutchinson,
Yep.
and we had a fortunate mishap at the end of the track there, little fire under the tractor.
Yep.
Everything's been repaired?
Well, that's the other tractor. This is my main tractor.
Okay, that was the other one.
That was the other one, and so that one's kind of in the penalty box right now, so I brought the other kid out to play.
It's a good thing you put it in the penalty box, because that doesn't deserve to go out for a while.
No.
How dare it?
No. This one was in the penalty box all winter because it was broke a piston in September, and I just got it running.
It's a good thing you keep strict rules with your tractors.
Oh, yeah.
So, what got you into using internationals? Did you use them as a kid, or?
Well, my dad had Olivers back before I was, well, I drove them, started on them, and then the Olivers kind of went away because there was better internationals closer to us, so we started with internationals all back in early 70s.
Okay, so did you ever have a 1486 on the farm?
We never had a 14, but we had a lot of 10s and 9s and 3688s. Then we went to the 7120s, and now we farm with two quad tracks.
Okay, so as much as a full-time job as racing is, you still farm?
Yeah, we're kind of on the downsizing.
Okay.
In the retirement mode.
All right, well, it's a good thing you got this, because this would do, what, 1,000 acres in about a minute?
If you can give it enough fuel.
If you can give it enough fuel.
You can bring the truck there with a long hose.
So all of these here are tractors you've actually raced?
This here is the remnants of that one back in '81. That picture there. And the other picture over here is the other picture of my tractor that blew up. This one right here.
That's the penalty box.
That's in the penalty box. That's the old 460. But it's got all the same groceries on this one's got. You just got to put different clothes on it because we can't all look the same.
No, they have to be a little different.
Right. Yep.
So what got you into tractor pulling in the first place?
Well, I figured my dad would let me pull tractors instead of race cars because there's a lot of race cars around. I go, he might, pull tractors.
Then he'd go for it.
Then I started going to Anoka Fair here back when I was like, 50 years. 50-some years younger than I am now.
Okay.
And then I always said, well, if I get a chance to ever do this stuff, I'm going to keep pulling because the next year the people would come back, wouldn't be there, and I asked them what's wrong. Well, so-and-so beat them, so he didn't want to come back. And I said, well, I'm going to keep going just because somebody beats me.
Well, sometimes that's the impetus. It's like, thanks, now I got a new goal to set, right? Yeah. Okay, how much of this do you do yourself, the tractor build? Well,
I build all of it myself, other than buying like pistons, rods, engine.
You put it.
I do all the maintenance and
the hydraulics, the engine,
We built the whole chassis here, the roll cage. Didn't build the rims because they're a little tougher to build.
They're a little tougher to build.
Yeah.
You didn't think the frame was hard enough? I mean, I'll tell you, that takes some serious talent. Well,
I didn't like the way they were doing it, so I wanted to do it my way.
Yeah, see, and then you could do it, can't you?
Yeah.
Well, I look at this, and it's like a piece of art.
Thank you.
You're like an artist that has sculpted it. You saw someone else, you saw Van Gogh and said, yeah, he's okay.
Yeah.
But I can make it better.
Yeah. Right?
And you did. You got 12 championships to prove it, right? Okay, so what are we running for tires back here?
These are 2000 Polar Firestones, they're called.
Okay, and you guys spend quite a bit of time doing some shaving on these, right?
Yeah, if you let the edges get too round, then you waste your tire.
Okay, so your dad didn't ever tractor pull, right? He's a traditional guy. I bet he wept tears watching you shave dollars.
This probably
every time
wasn't
you went down.
near as bad as when I used to. We had the stock tires, about yay long on there, and I took a chainsaw and I'd sawed off 3/4 of the bar with a chainsaw.
I could just imagine your dad going, well, shit. There's a whole tire there.
Yes.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah. So but that's why you do it, right? Okay.
Yep.
And on the front, those are just the standard tractor tires.
Regular standard 3-rib. I'm a 3-rib guy because I'm old.
Okay. Well,
4-rib is for the newer generation.
Yeah. I like that. I like more water and mud gets through.
Yeah.
As you go. Okay. Now, in terms of the dashboard and all that set up there, you few extra gauges.
Yeah.
So, what have you got when you're racing? What are you really looking at?
Well, you kind of look at your RPM, and if your water pressure turns on, so it doesn't melt the pistons,
right,
and stuff like that. And a lot of it is just data.
Right.
Because I got tattletales on my gauges, then I can still download it on a
when you're
computer.
Done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you analyze what the engine is doing. Absolutely. See the same thing in race cars. Okay. Now the weights on the front are more so to keep you from doing a nosedive than for torque, right?
More just to balance it out.
Okay.
Because of depends on the tires, and the drawbar is going to be 20 inches high.
Okay.
And then the tires, and you just got to have a certain amount. Like tonight, probably won't take quite as much front end weight here because it's more of a sandy track. Okay. But I think it'll be a decent track. So
tonight will be the first time you've tested out this motor. This motor.
Yeah.
Okay. And how many horsepower are we turning out?
Summer's around 4,500.
4,500.
I'm
sorry. I thought you could do a field in 5 minutes. You can do 1,000 acres in like 30 seconds.
But in 10 to 12 seconds, it uses 1.5 gallons of fuel and 5 gallons of water. She's just like a steam engine.
What's the torque?
Probably 6,000 at 45.
Man. That sled you pull, that gets really heavy.
Yeah.
That's got to take a lot of torque. All right, let's walk around right here. Do you run, what kind of gas do you run?
We run regular diesel fuel like we put in our farm tractor.
Okay, really?
Yep.
Nothing special?
Nothing special.
Wow.
We put a little additive in to make them start a little bit easier.
Well, but you do that on any diesel, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because these things, you got to be plugged in and get them 120 to 140 degrees. Otherwise, you don't have enough ether to start them.
All right.
Because these are, 4 turbos. They're decompressed so bad.
And they're all stuck right in between that. I mean, that's not a lot of space. I mean, it's kind of a skinny view, right?
And back in the day in '86, I put 4 turbos on, and everybody's, there ain't no way you're going to get it underneath that little hood. Oh, another challenge, I said.
And you did it.
I did it, yeah.
Tell us briefly what the 3 silver levers are.
This homemade tranny my buddy ProFab makes.
Okay.
And it's got 1 reverse and 4 forward gears.
Okay.
So you just decide what gear you're going to put it in.
And you just hit the right lever.
Yeah, you just hit the right lever, and you only can run 1 gear because you can never shift it going down the track.
Oh, man. Throttle. Where is that?
The big stick right there.
That is the stick. It is the stick throttle. Man, so you're driving with one hand on the throttle, one hand on the wheel.
And
where's your hand? Where's your hands for the cigar and the whiskey as you go down the track?
Well, that's later.
That's later. Okay. All right. I understand. All right. Let's walk around back. I was just noticing this as we were walking around, but Esden has painted in here the old style international lights.
Yep.
Love it. See, now there's an international guy going down to the detail.
Just don't have a cab on it anymore.
Yeah, well, not all farmers can have a cab.
And this is the whole homemade rear end we got here.
Yeah, so, wow, that is massive. All right, now if I understand this right, that's where the sled hooks.
Yep.
Okay, that's an emergency pull. That's a backup light to tell the driver if you're backing up. Because with 4,500 horsepower and 6,000 foot-pounds of torque, he wants to know when you're coming towards him.
Yeah.
And then you have the reflector and the other. That's the red lights that would have come on the tractor?
No, they're a little different.
They're a little different.
But this is my first super stock tractor I ever bought and started pulling back in the day.
That's the very first one.
Yeah. Because we used to have a farm tractor we pulled, but after 2 years of pulling that, they wouldn't let me come back.
Look at the brakes.
Yeah. It is.
Man.
We're just combination of rear end. You can have internal brakes or external brakes.
And you obviously have external. Wow. Those are big.
Oh yeah.
But
when these tires are hooked in, they really take a lot to
it's a stop.
Turn
Oh man. For sure.
How many piston caliper is it?
It's a homemade 4-piston.
Okay.
So Esden, what is one of your favorite memories with tractor pulling?
Boy, that I get to keep doing it.
There you go. What a terrific memory.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Esden, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for spending
Yeah,
your time with
yeah.
us. Good luck tonight testing out that engine.
And people keep blowing black smoke. It's good.
There you go. Thanks for watching.